Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at McFarlane, DC Multiverse, Hong Kong Skydive Batman from the Dark Knight trilogy, and not only that, this is the Platinum Chase variant. Now, this is a brand new type of Platinum Chase variant. This is unprecedented. This is not the exact same figure, just repainted. This figure has a different head sculpt, missing all the accessories, and has a cloth cape with a wire in it. I don't know if McFarlane is changing the way they're doing Platinum figures moving forward, or if it's just a one-off, but this particular wave, every case had 2 Platinum figures in it, 1 Batman and 1 Catwoman. They were street dated Target for today, Friday, 2/23, so I went in there early and got what I wanted. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys, ages 12 plus, DC Multiverse, Batman, McFarlane Platinum Edition, pretty cool. One side of the package, Batman, Hong Kong Skydive, The Dark Knight. Other side says Batman. At the bottom, there's his barcode, if that helps anybody. And on the back side, here's Batman from the Dark Knight trilogy. So with no further ado, let's open him up. And I did end up getting 2 of these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, the other one to keep unopened in my complete Batman-related unopened action figure collection. And here's the Platinum Chase variant of the Hong Kong Skydive Batman, next to the standard wide release. At Target, these are both 1 per case. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He doesn't have any traditional accessories, just has a flight stand and a collector's card. Before taking a look at those, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is the Christian Bale Batman from the Dark Knight. It's specifically from the Hong Kong skydiving scene, but it can really be from any scene you want it to be. It's specifically from that scene because this one has a cloth cape that can stretch out and glide, it also has a wire in it. This is the Platinum Chase variant of the unmasked Hong Kong Batman, and that is unprecedented. Typically, their Platinum Chase variants are just the same figure, repainted. No new parts, no change of accessories, etc. But this guy dropped all the accessories, added a flight stand, and then has the cloth wired cape and the masked head. Not exactly new sculpting pieces, but the cape is brand new, and I'd say it's probably the best cape I've ever seen on a $20, $22 action figure. It feels so good, looks nice, kind of leathery, stretches out as far as you want it to, and has the wire in it. Also, it's not this premium imported price. So McFarlane, nice job on that. What they didn't do a good job on is making this guy an easily available, ready-to-order figure. This is a Platinum Chase variant, and once again, they did the Platinums differently this wave. From my experience, these guys are 1 per case, 1 Batman and 1 Platinum Catwoman in every single box at Target. I saw 3 different stores, and they all had the same assortment, which is 3 Ben Affleck Batman, 1 unmasked Hong Kong Batman, 1 Platinum Catwoman, and 1 Platinum Cloth Soft Goods Cape Batman. Now this is probably the best Dark Knight Batman McFarlane has made. You'd think they wouldn't make a Platinum Chase variant, but like I said, this Platinum is a little bit different than usual Platinums, and we've already had a chance to get Christian Bale more than once before, but this cape is just fantastic. So let's take a look. Starting with his face, they did a really good job with the sort of semi-long, semi-short ears, the expression and the sculpt and the brow, the cowl, the eyes, the mouth, how it sort of has almost a circle shape and goes narrower and you can sort of see the chin. It just screams Christian Bale. The lips, it all looks good. Go further down. He's got the different plates all over his suit. Some is sort of a gray, some is a black color. The bat symbol here. Double ball joints in the torso. The belt looks good and gold. Double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. They even do the sort of double fins just like the movie. Now for the cape. Now, almost has like a leathery sort of look to it. A little bit shiny. Very nice. It hangs down. Fantastic. It's just foot length. So you don't have to sort of bend the tip and make it do all this sort of fancy stuff. It just sits very nicely when your figure is standing there. Very, very well done. Inside of the cape, similar type of look. The back side, you can see the little hole that had the plastic cape at one point. And if you stretch the cape out, it goes about this far. Perfect for gliding, which is exactly what this guy is. Hong Kong Skydive Batman. And since the cape is the reason most people are getting this figure, here it is stretched out at max capacity. This is the first time any company has done a 6 or 7 inch scale gliding Dark Knight Batman. I think that's really cool. I always wish somebody would do an Arkham City or Arkham Knight gliding Batman with a big deluxe cape. It's stretched out about this far, and it's about the exact size it was in the movie. So very well done. I wouldn't mind if it could go just a little bit higher up and stretch out a tiny bit more, but I think it's movie accurate as is. And it just feels really good, especially for the cheap price. And that's assuming you're able to find this figure, because it is sort of a Platinum Chase variant of sorts. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt, which I think they did a very good job on. Both the cowl and the mouth scream Christian Bale. Movie accurate. Good job, McFarlane. Now for his accessories. Let's start off with the display stand. It comes in 2 separate pieces. When put together, it's going to look like this. We have the large circular base. It says DC on it. It has 1 peg for the peg along the feet. Then it has this post going to the top, and the top is hinged. It can also rotate, and it has a clamp to hold your figure in sort of flight pose. Now these things don't hold the figure that high up the ground, but they are pretty sturdy. Here's an example of the figure using the flight stand. It gives him maybe 1.5 inches off the ground. It's something, but I wish they were a little bit taller. Now for his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of Batman from the Dark Knight. Batman from the Dark Knight. On the back side, there is a description. If you want to read that, pause now. Here's both the unmasked version and the Platinum Chase variant, wired cape version of the Hong Kong Batman Skydive collector's card. Exactly the same. I wish there was something to differentiate them. They used to give sort of a silver border to the Platinum ones. Not a big deal. Now I wanted to check out the differences between this new Dark Knight Batman and the original single release. So, obviously the cape is different. This guy has a plastic cape. This guy has a fantastic soft goods cape. Beyond that, it's 100% the same figure, same sculpt, same articulation, even the same paint job. Now, in front of you, I also have the Ultimate Movie 6-pack version, and that one is also the same figure, but has a slightly better paint job. Most noticeable difference is his knuckles. Extra sort of pieces are painted on there, whereas they're not on these 2 versions. Now they've taken a look at both the figure and his lack of accessories. Now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 7.2 inches tall, which can translate to just over 18 centimeters. And if you go to the top of the ears, about 7.4 inches tall. Now for his articulation. Starting with his head, of course, it can rotate from side to side. He can look up, not too much, a little bit, down quite a bit. Can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint, they go out a good 90 degrees. Shoulder pads are soft, they go over the shoulders pretty nicely. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got this butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest area, increasing the range of motion and covered a large gap. Bicep cut below that, they did that below the shoulder pad, nicely done. Double jointed elbows, they go all the way in. His wrist can rotate, and it's going to be hinged. His torso is ball joint, rotate around, forward and back. Another one in his waist, rotate around, forward and back. Between the 2, very good range of motion in the torso area. I get quite a bit more out of the torso than the waist on this guy. Legs, completely done splits. McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation is pretty much non-existent. They go forward, about that far, a little bit more go to the side. Back not much. Double jointed knees. And then his ankle. Forward and back. Rotate. Tilt, rock. And of course, to articulation. Here's Bruce Wayne talking to Lucius Fox, making sure everything is set up before they go to take on Lau that evening. Here's a look at Batman or Bruce Wayne on a rooftop in Hong Kong, getting ready to make his precision move against Lau. And a closer look at Bruce Wayne, mentally preparing himself to jump off the side of a building. He puts his mask on and fires a sticky bomb towards Lau's building. The charges are in place. Gives himself 2.5 minutes. He has this down to a science. Batman has to act quick. Stands up, gets ready to jump off the building. He looks down below, prepares to jump. Here he is, flying down, getting ready to deploy his... Here's a look at the Platinum Chase variant of the Hong Kong Skydive Batman. Cape fully extended. And here, gliding through the skies of Hong Kong, getting ready to take Lau back to Gotham. Now let's check him out. Next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Christian Bale Dark Knight Trilogy Batman figures. Here he is, next to the original Dark Knight Trilogy Batman. This is part of the wave, collect build Bane for the Dark Knight Rises. And here he is, next to the Batman Ultimate Movie 6-pack version. This one has a cloth, soft goods cape, and will probably be the best fit for the tumbler. I'm a little concerned how the wire cape will work with the tumbler. It seems like it won't be easy to fit him in there. And then, of course, we have the unmasked Hong Kong Skydive version. This one is a Platinum Chase variant of that figure. And let's not forget the Target exclusive Jokerized version of the Dark Knight Batman, giving us now 5 different versions of the Christian Bale Dark Knight Batman, and I would say this Hong Kong Platinum one is by far the best. Now let's check them out. Next is some Dark Knight Batman figures from different various companies. We'll start off with the largest and work our way smaller. Here he is next to Soap Studios Christian Bale Batman. Not a fan of this figure. I don't like Soap Studios figures very much. And here he is next to the Mayfix Dark Knight Batman 3.0. Their 1.0 was horrible, their 2.0 was better, their 3.0 was fantastic. Then, next to the Moto King Model Kit Batman, this came with a 2-pack with the bat signal. Very complicated to put together, but he looks better and is just as articulated, if not more, than most of my action figures. And now, next to the SH Figure Arts Dark Knight Batman, also a very nice figure, although smaller than I'd like. Here he is, next to the Mattel Movie Masters Dark Knight Batman. And finally, next to the Hot Toys 1/12 scale Dark Knight Batman. It might have been a good figure, but it's so goddamn small that it kind of ruins everything for me. Here are all the different Dark Knight Batman figures from different companies, from tallest to smallest. From left to right, McFarlane, Soap Studios, Mayfix, Moto King, SH Figure Arts, Mattel, and Hot Toys. Now let's check them out with some of the McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is with the rest of his wave. We have the Ben Affleck Batman, Batfleck, then the Platinum Chase variant of the Hong Kong Batman, then the unmasked Hong Kong Batman, and then the Platinum Chase variant of the Dark Knight Rises Catwoman. Now you hear Platinum Chase, you think you'll never find them, but I believe these Platinum Chase variants are a little bit different, a little bit more common, a little bit more readily available. Now let's check them out with some of the Dark Knight Trilogy McFarlane figures. Here he is with the first Dark Knight Trilogy wave. Joker, Batman, Two-Face, and Scarecrow. Buy all 4 of those. You got to collect to build Bane from the Dark Knight Rises. Then they released these 3 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive figures. They were offered at the McFarlane Toy Store in a bundle. We have Bane and a couple more variations of Joker. And then they released the Dark Knight Trilogy Batman with the cloth soft goods cape. This is part of the Ultimate Batman Movie 6-pack. McFarlane also released a Target exclusive Jokerized version of the Dark Knight Trilogy wave. And then here he is with the rest of this wave, at least the Dark Knight figures from it. Unmasked Batman, Masked Batman, and then Catwoman. The only Dark Knight figure missing right now is the Batpod version of the Catwoman, and I should have her soon. Here are all of the different Dark Knight Trilogy figures McFarlane has made so far. Of course, as I said before, the next one I'm going to get is going to be the Batpod version of the Catwoman. Rumor is, on the leaked list, they're going to be doing a Tumbler with Lucius Fox 2-pack. That'll be really cool. And there are a ton of other figures from the Dark Knight Trilogy that we need. Now, I would say the most glaring omission at this point is a Batman Begins suit Batman. I really want him with my movie collection, but I would love Ra's al Ghul in both the suit form and ninja form. I would love Alfred, Gordon, Blake, Miranda Tate, Talia al Ghul. There's no limit to the different figures I would love from this line. Scarecrow in a regular business suit. They could milk this thing as far as they want to. Here he is, standing among the rest of the Batman movie figures. Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and Robert Pattinson. Now let's check him out. Next to some of the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman figures. Here he is, next to some of the earlier McFarlane Batman figures. These are all from the comics. Then, with some more McFarlane Batman figures. These are a little bit more recent, and these are also all from the comics. And now, with some more McFarlane Batman figures. These are from different various forms of media. Here are all the McFarlane DC Multiverse Platinum Chase variants, at least before Batman and Catwoman. Now I have 2 more to add to the collection, and I'm fully caught up in the Multiverse line. The Platinum Chase variants I'm still looking for are 2 of the McFarlane 1966 Retro Batgirl from the animated show in her black suit, 2 of the McFarlane DC Direct, the new Batman Adventures Batgirl in her purple suit, and then 2 of the McFarlane DC Direct Batman the Animated Series Commissioner Gordon, and that's for the lockup wave. If anybody has a word out there where I'm able to get one, or has a lead, please let me know. I would appreciate it. Now let's check them out. Next is some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work way smaller, and I'm going to include as many Batman figures as I can during these comparisons. Since we already checked him out, next to a bunch of other McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman figures, here he is, next to some more McFarlane toys. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane toys, all 7-inch scale, and now, with some Jack-specific wrestling figures, and some DST or Diamond Select toys. Here he is, next to a glass of water. And here he is, next to some DC Direct and NECA Batman figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel Batman figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, next to some SH Figure Arts and some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, this is a very nice Batman figure. Yeah, sure, this is the third time they've released him. Once with a single release of plastic cape, once with a cloth cape, and now with a cloth wired cape. This is definitely the supreme release. It might be a little bit difficult to track down, but if you can, this is the best version of McFarlane's The Dark Knight Batman. The figure itself looks great, a little bit plasticky on the armor parts, but as a whole I think it looks good. Face, cowl, very well done. The body, pretty good. Articulation, excellent. The cape, fantastic, superb. Love this cape. Accessories are non-existent, but that's fine. If I were to rate this figure, I'm going to give him a 9. Very surprised. I saw him and I was like, just re-released the same figure. But this cape is very, very well done. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, head to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.